Hello everybody, NIO here. This is the one in a lifetime video I'm making. I'm never ever coming back to this location ever again. So I want you to pay attention, great attention, because this is a super important video. And as you know, I go to many locations here in Laos, particularly here in the city of Vientiane. And I have showed you many diverse places here, but I have never come here with you before. I have been here by myself with somebody before for a interview, let's call it that way. And this is my second time, and it's probably going to be the last time because it's super hot. Okay. All right. Hello everyone, NIO. So, what is this place and why do I come here to make videos? Step one, I need to get under the shade. Without shading, I don't think I can last much longer. All right, so you saw the view. My bag is over there. And now I just have to cover myself under the shade a little bit and to be able to make the video properly. And the reason I came here to make this video is because I want to elevate your consciousness. So when you go to a higher point, you elevate your own consciousness as well to think about the bigger picture. I want you to focus on the bigger picture because carnage is coming, okay? Next week is carnage time. And it's either carnage for the short sellers or the carnage for us. Either way, it's going to be carnage. So this is going to be one of the hardest tests you're going to go through for next week. So this is the reason I want you to watch this video. You need to understand it's not just a rah-rah rally troop video or something like that. Instead, this is completely a functional video to prime your mind for what's going to happen not only next week, but also what's going to happen again and again and again for NIO shares, for the trading value, for the psychology and everything. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around so you get to see the views. You don't have to look at my face all the time. Just enjoy the view with me. At the same time, let me talk into your ears. Let me prime your brain. So here's the thing. NIO 100 is the simplest way to get next generation net worth. But it is also the most difficult way to make your next generation net worth. What do I mean by that? A lot of people confuse two simple information with each other. Simple and easy. Complex and difficult. When you hear those words, you probably think anything that's simple is also easy. Anything that's complex is also difficult. Nothing can be further from the truth. And I want you to understand this basic principle in the world in which we live in. Some tasks are exceedingly simple, yet incredibly difficult. For example, if I ask you to do push-ups here, okay, let's practice this here. I hope I can do it in the shade. I didn't plan this, but I'm not going to do that now. So, simple thing. I ask you a simple question. How many push-ups can you do? Everybody can do at least one push-up, right? One push-up, no problem. Is that true? Yeah? What's the world record? I think 1,000 or something in a row. Yeah, I'm nowhere near. But I'm going to attempt here what I can do, and let's figure out. I want to teach you the difference between simple and difficult. Something that's simple can be incredibly difficult. Something can be complex and yet incredibly easy. This is the one thing that is very important. So, I know, today is a Sunday, okay? I can make crazy videos. So to show people I'm not cheating, I have actually not done any warm-up, no other preparation. I'm just gonna put the camera here so you know I'm not cheating. Hopefully this goes well. Hopefully this goes well. Today is a Sunday, so we must well have some fun, right? Okay. Simple and difficult, most people don't understand. Most people think anything that is simple is also easy. For example, buy NIO shares, hold until $100 per share by December 2026, done. Sounds simple, right? But it's incredibly difficult because days like what's going to happen next week is going to shake your belief beyond your imagination. And I'm using push-up to demonstrate the difference between simple and difficult or easy. Doing a push-up is very simple. One push-up is very easy. 10 push-ups is a bit harder, 20 is quite a bit harder, 30 is quite a bit harder, 50 is a lot harder, right? I don't know how many I can do. I'm not going to just test myself now. I really don't know. This is a spontaneous video. This idea just came to me while I'm up on top here because I want to demonstrate to everybody the difference between simple and easy. After you understand that, I'm going to make a point about it. Okay, let's get doing. Do it with me. See how many push-ups you can do. We are all men here, right? Let's see how many push-ups you can do on the spot. Today's a Sunday. Let's do it. I didn't do any warm-up, so I don't know how many this was, but I don't want to exhaust myself. As you can see, I could do a few more, but probably no more than another 10. As you can see, I'm not out of breath because I need brain power to make the video. Was that simple? Very simple. Was it easy? I don't know. Maybe it's easy for you. It was relatively easy for me. Because after done all that, I'm still making a 10 minutes video, right? And as you can see, I'm not out of breath. And I didn't do warm-up. The proper way is actually doing warm-up first, then do the proper push-ups. I didn't do anything of that. Instead, I want this video to be as organic as possible. I don't want to go outside anymore because it's too sunny. I get heat stroke if I do that. I demonstrate to you the difference between simple and easy. Holding your NIO shares until $100 per share is one of the simplest things in the world. You literally don't have to do anything other than buy your shares today and do absolutely nothing until December 2026. And yet, it is going to be incredibly difficult. Every day, you actually have the illusion of choice for 3 actions. Buy, sell, or hold. Because every single day, you have the potential to make these 3 choices. Buy, sell, or hold. And it gets better. Not only every day you have this choice. Every active trading hour you have this choice. It gets even better. Not only every hour you have this choice. Every minute you have this choice. It gets, of course, even better. Not only can make this decision every minute, you can also make this decision every second. And now we're getting into the AI segment. AI has the option and ability and choice to make this 3 decisions: buy, sell, and hold. Every nanosecond. Yes, you heard me right. Every nanosecond, AI is making that decision. Again and again and again and again and again. And therefore, there's one decision that AI will never make, which is outside the parameter, outside logic, outside rationality, outside everything, is buy today, hold until 2026, come to Prashab Kirikan and celebrate with us the success of NIO 100. That is simple, but yet incredibly, incredibly, incredibly difficult. For AI to make a decision to buy the shares, lock it away until December 2026, the one you are making right now with your commitment, comment below, what's your commitment? Give me the commitment. comment below. For AI to make that decision, do you know how hard it is? It's the equivalent of me starting doing a 1,000 push-ups on the spot without preparation. It's the equivalent of that. I can't. My best record is 63 so far. My personal best is 63. That's the best I can do. And it's hitting a ceiling. I couldn't go beyond 63 because I want to protect my joints. I also don't want to look too muscular because, believe it or not, the most attractive body shape is not super muscle. Yeah, ask women, they will tell you. So, for AI, making this decision is incredibly difficult. And that's the decision I want to guide every single AI traders to make. So I hope now you have an understanding of how difficult is the task. When I said in one of the videos saying that getting NIO 100 to be accomplished by December 2026, difficulty level-wise is the equivalent of climbing Mount Everest without oxygen. But you know what? Why it has been done before and why it can be done again, climbing Mount Everest without oxygen? Because number one, it's physically possible. Number two, far more important is, despite without oxygen, no climbers go alone. You don't climb alone. Even with all the gears, if you climb alone, that's your death sentence. You don't even need to try. You're gonna die. The reason I'm successfully believing that NIO 100 is going to be a huge success and I will go to Prachapkirikan to prepare the party for next year is because I have you guys. I have a team behind me. After the cleansing of the non-believers, only one we have left are believers and committed fellow soldiers, fellow comrades, fellow fighters. We have one common goal, and all the people who don't believe in this goal are detractors, and they have been expelled by themselves. They voluntarily exit stage left. So, therefore, we don't have anyone to fight against internally. We cleanse those people who are not believing in the mission, and our mission is very simple. We will successfully bring NIO 100 into the awareness of every single retail investor. Trust me, it's gonna happen. NIO 100 will be more famous than GameStop. NIO 100 will be more famous than Tesla. NIO 100 will be more famous than anything else you can imagine in the financial world. And why I know that is because the initial spark has been successfully lit and the critical mass has already been reached. Why? Because I have 2,000 plus dedicated subscribers who come to watch me every single day, sunshine or rain, and they will understand the mission, they will spread the mission to everybody else, and the best of all is, all the people who are listening to me are the biggest shareholders in the company, not the smallest shareholders. You need to understand the top 1% of shareholders owns 90% of the shares. And I'm definitely being watched by every single one of the top 1% shareholders. Why? If he doesn't do it, then he's losing out on a major advantage, information advantage. You cannot let go of this information advantage. Being subscribed to my channel, watching my YouTube video every day gives you an edge. And that's the reason I tell you, prepare for resilience for next week. Next week is gonna be bloodbath for either one of us. The bulls or the bears, but one guy is gonna get killed, is the pig. Whoever is the pig will get slaughtered. But anyone who is a bull will survive. Anyone with the bear will survive. Most likely the bear will get fatter next week, but that's okay, because the fatter the bear gets, the more bears will come to the camp. The more bears come to the camp, the more bulls will come to the camp. The only one who will get slaughtered are the pigs. Do you understand what this means? I want you to really internalize this lesson here. The more people we can attract to the table, the gambling table in the grand casino of global finance, the gambling table labeled NIO, with the tag NIO 100, the more people we attract to this gaming table, the more money will flow through. The more money that flows through, the more liquidity we have. The more liquidity we have, the bulls and bears gonna fight. The more people fight, the more money will be made and lost. And the only sure way to win money for yourself as someone who is watching me, as someone who is part of the mission NIO 100, you have to do something incredibly simple, but also incredibly difficult. Okay? I want to salute you for doing something that incredibly difficult, because you have to justify your action to everyone you know in your life. Your wife, your parents, your sister, your brother, your colleagues, your friends, your enemies. Trust me, most people will tell you you are nuts. Most will tell you this is a charlatan who is talking to you. Most people will tell you do not believe a guy on the internet, regardless who he is or what his name is. Even his Elon Musk, don't believe him. Here's the simple truth. You don't need to believe me. Use your own logic. Use your own emotional brain. Think about it through. Financially speaking, the company is not being impacted whatsoever by the Trump tariff. So why should Trump tariff impact a company share that has zero export to the United States? It makes zero sense. You know why it makes sense, down 15%? Because algorithm will say so. That's simple as that. Anybody who argue against, say, fundamentals matter, sure it does matter. Fundamentals is like the wave in the ocean. But guess who is the surfer? You are the surfer. Do you think just because there's ocean, there's a wave, therefore everybody will be a successful surfer? No, you won't be. Only you can be if you learn how to surf properly. Sorry, that's the reference because I lived for almost 15 years on the Gold Coast. The surf capital of the world, basically. You can fight me on that. I will fight to death to defend the reputation of Gold Coast, the best city in the world for quality of life, but not necessarily cost of living. Okay, that's sidetrack. Other than that, oh yeah, in case you want to know my lifestyle, go on YouTube and on Instagram, search for the word first meal, 1STMIL, number 1STMIL. That's my past life, okay? For those people who are in doubt thinking, I'm a poser, I know nothing about what I do. I've been an investor since I was 16. I've been active investing for 30 plus years. Yes, I'm that old. My very first share I traded in was Netscape. Netscape. Yes, I was one of the guys who traded Netscape. In case you don't know what's Netscape, go Google it. All right? So I know what I'm talking about. Therefore, I promise you what we're going to do together is going to be the hardest mission in the world. Buy NIO shares now at the price you choose and hold the shares until December 2026. And do not sell a single share. You buy, you don't sell. Hodl, 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 hodl. Learn it from the Bitcoin people. Learn from the BTC people. And I want to salute the BTC people, okay? I'm not your enemy, I'm your friend. Even though I have all my money in Bitcoin Cash, I believe Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash have different utilities like gold and silver. I always believe Bitcoin Cash was the silver and Bitcoin was the gold. And because I was always a silver trader for 10 years in Singapore, therefore I prefer silver when I made my choice. Yes, I made a mistake. I openly admit I should have bought some Bitcoin as well, but I didn't. Guess what? In the future, I will slowly diversify into Bitcoin too. Once the ratio catch up, I will sell some Bitcoin Cash for Bitcoin. But I only do that at the ratio between 10 to 1 to 5 to 1. Right now, we're too far away. Therefore, I'm still holding on to my Bitcoin Cash. Also, I'm using my Bitcoin Cash every day. Okay, that's the segue to my other competency. Okay, back to NIO 100. Holding on to your NIO shares next week is going to be a test of your character, test of your determination, test of your ability to do something simple yet incredibly difficult. I want you to explain this to your friends. Tell them you are doing something that is incredibly simple yet incredibly difficult, just like climbing without gear the Mount Everest. Actually, it's very simple, right? Start going, just walk up the Mount Everest. That's it. Simple, but incredibly difficult. It's the same thing. No gear climbing Mount Everest is simple, but super difficult. You die. 99.99999% of people will die in the process. So what about you? Are you willing to die for this mission? I know I am. For me, NIO is either going to be a 0 or going to be 100. And after 100, we're going to do 1,000. But without being able to achieve 100, how do I prove to the world that 1,000 can be done? Right? My ultimate goal is squeeze NIO so hard, we're going to go to $1,000 per share. That's my ultimate goal. But without being able to get NIO fundamentally based on the simple fact that it is the most undervalued tech company in the world, the most undervalued AI company in the world, the most undervalued IP company in the world, and of course the most undervalued renewable energy company in the world. Let's just assume NIO is worth 0 in the car business. Okay, I give a 0 to NIO's car business. Cars, 0, nothing. What about every other business NIO owns? They are worth billions and billions and billions. Can you replicate NIO's current intellectual property with the market cap that you have in your hand? You cannot. Therefore, it's just logical. If you want to play the fundamental game, it's just logical that NIO will be either going to $100 per share or get taken over along the way. My bet is actually will get taken over, and I will hold on to those shares. Whoever take over NIO, I will hold on to you. Apple, I told you, $20 per share. At $3.50, I told you buy NIO at $20 per share. Apple is not buying yet. Guess what? Once NIO cross $20, $30 per share, then someone like Apple will come in and buy it. It's always like that. Has never been any different. This is just how the game is played, okay? I hope you understand that. Always remember, the level of competency determines about how well you can understand my message. If you do not understand my message, it's not because my message is wrong. It's simply because you are not at that level yet. I'm sorry to tell you the truth. It's like if I start speaking multiple languages at the same time, mixing it together into one sentence, you will think I'm talking gibberish, but for those people who understand exactly the same sentences and language structures, they will understand me perfectly. But I'm not going to demonstrate that. Instead, I'm just telling you this. If you don't understand this video, watch it again. Watch it again. I already demonstrated here in the physical form what it means. Okay? NIO 100 is equivalent of climbing Mount Everest without gear. NIO 100 is equivalent of asking you to do 1,000 push-ups right here on the spot. Okay? It's all very simple, yet incredibly difficult. Therefore, again, I salute everybody for being able to hold on to your shares next week, because it won't be easy. Because all other assets you have most likely going to suffer, particularly crypto bros, okay? A fun fact, last week, I lost far more money in my crypto than I did with NIO. Yet, look at what I'm doing here. I'm having fun on a Sunday, and after this video, I'm going to go on a date with the love of my life. That's all I can tell you, but I can't tell you who it is. She's too famous in this country. Unfortunately, I cannot tell anybody. Agreement was I cannot tell anybody who she is, otherwise I'll lose her because she is simply too famous. All right, that's the drawback if you date a celebrity. Okay, babe, I'm coming. See you soon. All right, for the rest of you guys, enjoy the view, have fun, and see you in the next video. Remember, this task is incredibly difficult, but it's also very simple. Simple, but difficult. Like and subscribe, please. Like and subscribe.